Have noticed that strong women that are very insecure, like within relationships, they will not date someone who is intellectually maybe on their level, financially on their level, education wise on their level, because they feel like they have to have that sense of control that comes with that entitlement that is there for them, like, hey, accept me for who I am, or take it or leave.
Some of us and some of the people on here have seen, I'm trying to think of the right way to say this without calling people out, have seen streams and seen other things where there are women on there who basically kind of speak on this, but if you call them out on it, they get offended because they talk about these men, but it's like they're purposely choosing men that's kind of like dating down in a sense, because they want people who, like you say, aren't going to challenge them, or who are going to see them as a prize. Because also they do like to pull those trump cards. I've watched some streams recently, and it's like these people, a woman and a man will start arguing, and the woman's like, "Well, I'm educated."
Yeah.
Okay. I am.
That's a whole nother thing. I've met some very intellectual, educated people that are open-minded, but then I also met some educated people that are indoctrinated. And I think there's a fine line between being educated and indoctrinated. Like, some people are so indoctrined within their education, like if things aren't black and white and by the book, like they just will not adhere to it. They don't believe to any alternative theories, whether it's within personal relationships, or it's about math, science, whatever you want to like compare it to. And I think that's the biggest difference. Like,
it's not a trump card.
It shouldn't be. And if you look at it that way,
we'll use that.
You have to be lacking somewhere to be like, hey, like, this is my trump card. I'm educated.
I've never used that. I have never, David, like in an argument with a man. I done used a lot of words in the past. I have never been like, but I got a degree. Some people probably don't even think. I think a lot of people just assume that I was some trophy wife and that I probably have no education. And that, when they call me a clout chaser and all that, I just let them go with it. I'm like, obviously, you have no idea who I am.
Yeah, pick the battles,
Yeah, I have, and it's completely ridiculous. But I have never used that in a disagreement with a man or somebody I'm with. I have never, or just any man, because this was a discussion that this woman was having. It was a black woman. It was an educated black woman, which means you have a degree or degrees. Doesn't mean anything. I know some people with degrees on top of degrees on top of degrees who are not educated because they aren't willing to learn what's outside of the classroom. Okay, like these conversations are learning. When I see some of these comments, whether it's Scott or Align 10 Mint, she had a comment up. I like reading this because this is helping me learn. I'm able to see other people's point of views, whether I agree or disagree. But this is continuing education. This is being educated outside of the classroom. I will get on here and mispronounce words. I'm a stir, whatever. It doesn't mean that I'm not educated, but I have never thrown my degree in a man's face in an argument. You know what I'm saying? To belittle him or whatever. I don't care if he doesn't have a degree. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, I'm educated. That's not, who the hell cares? That is not a trump card. That is not something, but when you throw out stuff like that, it's the same thing when people constantly throw out cash, how much money they have, and all of that. It's also because it's to cover up insecurities, or it's like that whole loudest person in the room concept, right? It's generally the weakest. Like and there's a lot of loud women nowadays, baby. It'll be like I'm the most loving, caring, empathetic person, blah blah blah. But then I've been in a relationship with you, and I'm like, yo, like, I haven't seen you model those behaviors to the people that you love.
right?
Because
Like
it's trendy.
yeah, it's trendy, right? To be an empath or like whatever you want to call it. Like yo, I've never seen you model that in a relationship. I've watched you talk to your mom a certain way. Like, where's your empathy then? I've watched you talk to random strangers that maybe have opposing political views or whatever. Like, where's your empathy then? But like, you will outwardly go out and express like how empathetic you think you are. Like, where was your empathy, you know, with me when I was going through something, whether I was stoic about it and you may not have known, like you never had.